In 1953, Baskin-Robbins came up with a technique to entice people to try their product and to make sure every customer walked away satisfied. The little pink spoon. And to this date, 300 million people every year walk through their doors, take a little pink spoon, and walk out of their place satisfied. Wow, wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you love it if every customer that came in knew what to expect, managed their expectations, and walked away with a scoop? Because very few people walk out of Baskin-Robbins without buying a scoop. They get a little taste, and then they buy a little scoop. Isn't that right? You can learn how to use this technique for your business. Now, sometimes, some of the companies you see, they're already using this technique. Before you buy a car, you take a little test drive, don't you? Before you put paint on your walls, you take home a little can and put it on your wall. Do I really like this? If you're going to get a new pet, you can spend the weekend with that pet. You see that? All of these have figured out that, you know what, if we show them, if we give them just a little taste of who we are, then we know the customers are more satisfied, they manage their expectations better, and they work better. A lot of you in this room are creating a little pink spoonful of your skills and your services today, aren't you? And what this is about is figuring out, how does this work in your business? How does it work in your business? I used to work for the National Pork Producers Council. I was actually on the marketing team that launched pork, the other white meat. Come on, this is a big deal. Yes, this is a big deal. Very proud of that campaign. It's a very successful campaign, and in the late 80s, it was mind-blowing. It was a really terrific campaign. And one of the things that I learned when I worked there is that if you're in a grocery store and you put it on a toothpick, people will eat it. What you may not know is that the research shows that they will increase their sales 700% on the average that day. In fact, I know there are people in this room that you actually walk around those big box stores at noon just to get lunch, don't you? Oh, look at you guys going, he does this. I know he does this, right? It's a very common thing. The thing is that what you might not know is the number one reason that food and beverage items fail is because they can't get people to try them. They can't get them to try them. So if you go into one of these big box stores, Costco's food demo company actually says it is the number one technique that increases sales more than any other technique out there, to get the product in their hands. And the reason for that is because it does three things. First of all, it increases sales. You know, you take a little bite, ooh, this sausage tastes good. I think I'll take 2 home with me, right? So you increase sales right then and there. The second thing is you gain customer familiarity. So you let me try this drink, and the next time I'm in the store, I think, well, that one looks familiar. I think I enjoyed that. I'll take one home with me. And the third one is a little psychological concept called reciprocity. Reciprocity, all that really means, you guys, is that as you're tasting that little sausage, you're thinking, that demo lady is looking right at me, and I'm going to feel really guilty if I don't take a box home, right? So that's what we do. We feel like if someone gives us something that we should do them the favor, we should reciprocate and buy one of their products. So reciprocity makes the difference. Now, the question you want to ask yourself is, how can you use this for your own business? Whether you are a veterinarian, whether you make widgets, whether you are a doctor, a physician, a construction company. I do a lot of work for construction companies. And one of the things we do is we work on their new business pitches. And one of the things they're counseled to do is not say things like, we're going to send you a weekly status report, because what everybody thinks is, oh God, another piece of paper, another email. Instead, they're counseled to say, you're going to get, notice the you language there, you're going to get a weekly status report so that you can make good decisions about the kind of things going on in your project. And then to give them the little taste, we say things like, when you show up at your job site for the morning huddle, one of the things you're going to see is the supervisor talking about the safety tip of the day, because safety is important to us. Now, they could just say safety is important to us, but it doesn't have the impact of when you show up on that job site. If they're building a new school, they're encouraged to say things like, when students walk in, here's what they'll see. Because all of a sudden, you've put them right there in the experience. That's the little pink spoon. That's the magic of the little pink spoon. If you sell bandages, don't give them away at the grocery store. Nobody hurts themselves at the grocery store. You give them away at the soccer game where somebody's always got something bleeding. You give them away where they'll use it. You want them taking the item, using it now, not putting it in their bag and walking away. You don't give a free coupon for a car wash after they've had their car washed. They just had their car washed. Instead, when they come in, you offer, I don't know if you know this, but we do this special vacuuming. And then you do it for them right then and there, and then you mark in their record. Next time they come in, remind them, last time you were here, you had that special vacuuming. Would you like to have that again this time? You give it to them where they'll use it. Does that make sense for you? So the question you want to ask yourself is, how can I make a little pink spoon? How can I give people just a little taste of what I do? How can I do it with you language that really connects and makes them want to do work with you? How can I do it and connect that so that they're connected to the benefit, not just the feature? Is it time to invest in some little pink spoons? I hope so. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.